I walked into my own mountain lodge and froze when I saw my sister standing by the fireplace, giving a speech about her new vacation property. Before we go further, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because what happened next will make you question what family really means. She smiled at the guests, her hand proudly resting on the mahogany railing I had restored with my own money. "Welcome to my Christmas lodge," she said, her voice dripping with fake warmth. The crowd clapped, wine glasses clinking. No one noticed me standing in the doorway, holding the snow off my jacket and trying not to scream. "My name's Tiffany. I bought this lodge last year, quietly, after years of working double shifts, saving every cent while my family laughed at me. They called me the Mountain Maid, said no man would ever want someone who cleaned cabins for a living. Now, my sister, Olivia, was standing there in my dream home, acting like the Queen of Aspen. I stepped inside, boots echoing on the wooden floor. The air smelled like cinnamon and betrayal. My mother spotted me first, her smile stiffening. "Oh, Tiffany, you came," she said, her tone as cold as the snow outside. "Of course," I said quietly, eyes locked on Olivia. "Wouldn't miss Christmas in my lodge." The room went silent. Olivia laughed nervously. "Your lodge?" she repeated, fake innocence in her eyes. "Oh, honey, you must be confused. I bought this place months ago." I tilted my head, fighting a smile. "Is that what you told them?" Her face went pale for a second before she turned away, waving her hand like I was nothing but a distant cousin who'd shown up uninvited. "Let's not ruin the holiday spirit," she said. "Everyone, let's toast to new beginnings." I raised an eyebrow. "Sure," I said softly, reaching into my coat pocket. "Let's toast to the truth." The sound of glass breaking echoed through the room as everyone turned to look at me. And that was the moment everything started to unravel. Olivia's confident smile started to fade as I slowly pulled out a folded piece of paper from my coat, the ownership deed. The guests stared, confused, whispering. My mom's eyes darted between us, her hands shaking around her champagne glass. Olivia forced a laugh. "Oh, please, Tiffany. Don't embarrass yourself. You think anyone's going to believe that?" I looked straight at her. "They don't have to believe it. They just have to read it." Her husband, Jason, stepped forward, his tone sharp. "This is ridiculous. Olivia told us she paid for everything. You're just trying to ruin Christmas." I handed him the paper calmly. "Read the signature at the bottom." He glanced at it, and the color drained from his face. The whispers grew louder. "Tiffany Collins," he muttered. The air thickened. Olivia's fake smile twitched, but she tried to play it off. You can't just walk in here and claim." "I don't have to claim anything." I cut her off. "I built this lodge. Every brick, every window, every single decoration you're showing off tonight. I paid for it while you were too busy posting pictures from parties I was never invited to." Olivia's jaw tightened. My mom tried to step in. "Girls, please, not in front of everyone." But I wasn't done. "You all laughed when I said I was saving up for something big. You said I was delusional. You said dreams don't pay bills. Guess what? That delusion is now worth $2 million. The crowd gasped. One of Olivia's friends whispered, "Wait, she owns this place?" Olivia's hands trembled, but she forced another smile. "Even if that's true, Tiffany, you didn't deserve it. You just got lucky." I looked around the room, my voice calm but cutting. "Luck didn't wake up at 5 a.m. to clean cabins while you slept till noon. Luck didn't eat instant noodles for 5 years. I earned every inch of this lodge." The room was silent, except for the crackle of the fireplace. For the first time, Olivia looked small, cornered. Then she smiled again, a dangerous glint in her eyes. "You think this is over? You have no idea what I found upstairs. The crowd gasped. My heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" I asked. She smirked. "Oh, Tiffany, you really should have locked your office." My blood ran cold. Upstairs? My office? The only place in this whole lodge that no one, absolutely no one, was supposed to enter. The guests turned toward me, confused. Olivia smiled sweetly, but her eyes were full of poison. "Oh, don't look so shocked," she said. "I was just curious. You left your computer unlocked." My heart thudded. She didn't. She couldn't have. "I didn't know my little sister was running such an interesting side business," she continued, her voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "Looks like someone's been making a lot of money. Secretly." The crowd started whispering again. Someone gasped. "What's she talking about?" I clenched my fists. "Olivia, whatever you think you saw—" "Oh, I saw enough," she interrupted, pulling out her phone. "Should I show everyone the emails, the contracts? You really thought you could hide millions from us?" The room buzzed with murmurs. My mom looked stunned. "Tiffany, millions." I stared at Olivia, my pulse pounding. She thought she had me cornered. She thought she'd expose me before I could expose her lies. But she didn't know one thing. Those contracts she found weren't a secret business. They were my investment papers. Documents that not only proved my income, but also showed who funded her fake fashion startup. I took a step forward, my voice steady. "You went through my things to find dirt on me?" She smirked. "Just leveling the playing field, sis. You embarrassed me in front of everyone. It's only fair they know the kind of person you really are." I smiled. Slow, deliberate, cold. "You're right. They deserve to know the truth." Her smirk faltered. "What truth?" "The truth about how your entire startup exists because of me." The gasps around us were louder now. Jason looked confused. "What's she talking about, Olivia?" I reached into my pocket again, this time pulling out a small flash drive. "Every cent you used to start your business," I said, "came from an investor you never met, because she didn't want you to know." Olivia's eyes widened. "You're lying." I tilted my head, smiling faintly. "Am I?" The screen above the fireplace flickered as I plugged the drive into the TV port. The room went dark. And then, one by one, the files appeared. Bank transfers, messages, signatures, and every single one of them had one name at the bottom. Mine. Olivia's face turned ghost white. The screen glowed in the dim light, reflecting her panic as each document revealed another layer of truth. The crowd leaned closer, murmuring louder with every line that appeared. Her so-called investors, my money, her business partner, my shell company. Jason's mouth hung open. "You mean Tiffany funded all of it? The boutique, the website, everything?" I nodded slowly. "Every single dollar. I believed in your dream, Olivia. I just didn't think you'd turn it into a lie." Her voice cracked, desperation creeping in. You set me up." I took a step closer. "No, I saved you. I made sure your bills were paid when you maxed out your cards. I paid the rent when you couldn't. But instead of gratitude, you used my lodge, my money, and my name, and pretended it was all yours." The guests looked uncomfortable now. One woman whispered, "She used her own sister?" Tears welled in Olivia's eyes, but she tried to twist it. "You don't understand. You always wanted to make me look small." "No," I said firmly. "I wanted to see you stand tall, but you built your confidence on lies, and tonight, it finally collapsed." A heavy silence followed. Only the fire popped in the background. Then, as if on cue, the lodge manager entered, holding a file. "Miss Collins," he said, nodding to me. "I have the updated ownership papers you requested. The bank has officially transferred the title, and the insurance under your name only. Olivia's lips parted, trembling. You changed the ownership? Correction, I said softly. I protected it. I knew you'd try something. The crowd fell into complete silence. Olivia stared at me, shaking. You planned this? I smiled faintly. No, Olivia. You planned your own downfall. I just gave you the stage. And just then, Jason set down his glass and muttered, Olivia, there's something else you should probably know. Her head snapped toward him. What are you talking about? He took a deep breath. You're not the only one who's been keeping secrets. The room collectively gasped. My eyes narrowed. What do you mean, Jason? He looked straight at me, guilt clouding his face. Because the night before you bought this lodge, Tiffany, Olivia wasn't alone. The air froze again, and Olivia's eyes widened in horror. Jason's words hit the room like thunder. Olivia's face went pale, her lips trembling. Jason, she hissed under her breath, don't you dare. But it was too late. He looked at me, shame heavy in his voice. The night before you bought this lodge, Tiffany, she found your bank email, the one that confirmed your payment. She knew everything before you even told anyone. The crowd gasped again. I could barely breathe. You're saying he nodded. She tried to stop the sale. She even called the realtor, pretending to be you, but the deal was already done. Olivia's eyes filled with tears, not from guilt, but fear. Jason, please. I stared at her, my voice cold. You tried to steal this place even before I owned it. Her silence was louder than any confession. For a moment, all I could hear was the crackling of the fire and the faint murmur of disbelief around us. Then I stepped closer, my heels clicking on the wooden floor. You wanted to humiliate me tonight, Olivia. You wanted to show everyone that I was still beneath you, but all you've done is prove why I had to rise without you. Her tears finally broke. Tiffany, I just wanted people to see me the way they see you. I sighed. Then maybe you should have acted like someone worth seeing. The guests began to leave quietly, awkwardly. Jason set his glass down and walked toward the door without another word. My mom stood still for a long moment before whispering, Tiffany, I'm sorry. I turned to her and nodded slightly. So am I. When the last person left, I stood alone in the silent glow of the Christmas lights. The snow outside shimmered against the window, soft and pure, so unlike the chaos that had filled the room moments ago. I looked around at the lodge, my lodge, the place I built out of pain, sacrifice, and every insult I ever swallowed. It wasn't just wood and walls anymore. It was proof that silence doesn't mean weakness. It means preparation. As I picked up the fallen champagne glass and set it back on the table, I whispered to myself, Merry Christmas, Tiffany. You earned it. And outside, as the wind howled through the mountains, I swore I could almost hear Karma laughing with me.